Okay, my name is Andre. I'm not very used to making videos or tutorials, but several people has asked me to make a little video showing how I convert this colored image to emulate an old and aged image. The result, which will look approximately like this. Now if I go to my colored image, which I already opened in my Photoshop CS6, the first step is to duplicate the background layer and desaturate it through image adjustments, desaturate. Then I would like to give it a sepia look to it through a hue and saturation adjustment layer. Just make sure to tick the colorize box and change hue to 35, and you can play along with these sliders as you wish until you like it. Now I'll merge these three layers into one, and on my PC Windows I use the keys Shift, Control, Alt, and hold it in, and E, and I'll rename this layer merged. Now to get the aged feel to it, I've opened another image I use, which I'll use as a top layer, old paper look. I'll select it through Control A and again Control C to copy it to the clipboard, go back to my image I'm working on and paste it there through Control V. It hides it then, but I just change the mode to soft light and change the opacity. You can play around with the slider until you like it on your monitor. All our monitors are not the same. And name this layer old paper. It's still not got the old photo feeling to it, and seeing that my old paper of the other image is still on the clipboard, I just want to paste another copy of it through Control V, and this time around I change the mode to multiply, and there it is, and there it is. Now one can play around with it as much as you like, but on my monitor I'm quite happy with it. Let's Shift, Control, Alt, E again and name this layer again merged. This layer 1 we can also name old paper multiply mode, or whatever you prefer. Now here you can save it as a PSD file or a JPEG. I usually do it as a PSD and a JPEG, and the PSD if I want to refer to it back later and play around with it some more. Let's say I want to put another effect on it, an image I've already opened as well. Not that one, but rather this one, the corrugated iron look. Control A to select it, and Control copy to copy that one to the clipboard. Go to the image I'm working on, Control V to paste it, but the image is a bit large, so I can make it a bit smaller so that it fits my image, and I do that by Control T, and I drag in the corners holding in my Shift key so that more or less fits my image. To give it a different look altogether, like that. I don't like this line here, and just draw it down a bit, and left click, double left click, and I change that to the mode to soft light. There it is. If I toggle the visibility here, one can see the effect it gave. This layer I can name iron door or whatever, and so you can play around with it. Shift Control Alt E to merge again, and even play around some more. Let me take this Crackle Paint one, Control A and Control C to copy it to the clipboard. Go to my image, Control V to paste it, and also here the Crackle Paint image is a bit large for my image. Control T to make it smaller, holding my Shift key, and drag the corners until I'm happy with it. Some more, and some more. Okay. Double click, and then I can change the mode here to soft light. And there you are. Here one can see the effects of the cracked image. If the image is too yellow, you can play around with the curves adjustment layer to make it a bit darker, or put on a black layer and lower the opacity as you wish. Let's rename this layer Crackled Paint or something to that effect. Shift Control Alt E to merge again, merge like that, and now one can play around with it more as you wish. If it's, as I say, if it's too yellow, one can try and change it a bit. Let's see what a selective color layer can do to it. Let's select the yellows and see what happens when we do that. Drag the right to the right, the black slider, and lessen the yellow. No, that's too much. Okay. What happens if we do the magenta? No, no. Like that. And the cyan, no, doesn't work really. So I close that, and there one can see it's got a different feel to it. But now this gentleman, especially this gentleman's face, is a bit too much in shadows. Shift Control Alt E again to merge. And now and then I take a snapshot if I wish to refer back while I'm busy with it. Now, to lighten the shadows in this gentleman's face or any other part of the image, we can use the dodge tool, make sure the foreground color is white, and the dodge tool, and just play a bit on this gentleman's face here. Okay, that's too much. Let me take that out and start again just on his face. Something like that. And if you add other parts in the image you would like to look better, you can do it like that. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial and that it's helpful to you. Just save it as a JPEG and a PSD. You can play some more. A lot of fun. Thank you for watching.